Welcome to Innovation Pulse, your quick, no-nonsense update on the latest in clean tech and EVs. Tesla is fast-tracking production of affordable Model 3 and Y versions, and Google is diving into CO2-based batteries for energy storage, challenging Tesla's Megapack. After this, we'll dive deep into rediscovering ancient cooling techniques for sustainable urban planning. Tesla announced the first builds of more affordable electric car models, modified versions of the Model 3 and Model Y. Originally, Tesla planned to launch these in early 2025, but only now claims initial production began in June, with volume production set for later in 2025. Confusion arose when Elon Musk denied a report about canceling a $25,000 model, but earlier, Tesla scrapped two cheaper models, codenamed NV91 and NV92, due to demand issues. Instead, Tesla is focusing on creating affordable versions using existing Model 3Y platforms, resulting in cars that closely resemble the originals. A prototype similar to the Model Y was seen near Tesla's California factory, rumored to start at $35,000. This move aims to boost production volume, but there's concern it might cannibalize existing sales without fully offsetting the decline. Google is venturing into CO2-based batteries for long-duration energy storage, challenging fossil fuel stakeholders and potentially impacting Tesla's Megapack. This technology allows more wind and solar energy to be used efficiently, supporting local grids and energy-intensive facilities. The shift towards long-duration storage threatens natural gas plants as renewable energy becomes more competitive. Energy Dome, an Italian startup, has developed a CO2 storage system that outperforms lithium-ion batteries, offering 8 to 24 hours of storage. Their first United States project, in collaboration with Alliant Energy, will power 18,000 homes in Wisconsin for 10 hours on a single charge. Google has partnered with Energy Dome to expand this technology globally, aiming to integrate more renewables into power systems. The move promises reliable, affordable electricity and enhanced grid resilience. And now, pivot our discussion towards the main clean tech topic.
All right, everybody. Welcome to another deep dive on Innovation Pulse. I'm Donna, and as always, I'm here with my co-host, Yakov Lasker. Today, we're exploring something that honestly blew my mind when I first learned about it. Yakov, you want to set this up?
Absolutely, Donna. So picture this. You're standing in Dubai, where temperatures hit a brutal 51 degrees Celsius last year. That's about 124 Fahrenheit for our American listeners. The feels-like temperature with humidity. A mind-melting 62 degrees Celsius. But here's the kicker. There's this historic neighborhood where you can actually cool down without any air conditioning whatsoever.
Right? And we're not talking about some modern engineering marvel here. This is 1700s technology that's so effective. Architects today are literally copying these designs. Lay it on me. What exactly made these old buildings so special?
Well, the star of the show has to be these things called bargeels. Basically wine towers that sit on top of buildings. Think of them as nature's air conditioning units. They capture cool breezes at higher elevations and funnel them down into the buildings below, while simultaneously pushing the hot air up and out.
And how effective are we talking here? Because I'm imagining maybe a degree or two of difference.
Try nearly 10 degrees Celsius cooler inside. That's the difference between barely tolerable and actually comfortable in desert heat.
Wow, that's not just a little relief. That's life-changing when you're dealing with those temperatures. But there's more to this cooling system than just the wind towers, right?
Exactly, these builders created what you could call a holistic cooling ecosystem. You've got these incredibly narrow streets called sicas. We're talking only 2 to 3 meters wide. Those high walls create shade throughout most of the day and channel airflow in really clever ways.
It's like urban design meets physics. And I'm guessing the narrow streets weren't just about cooling. They probably helped with those desert sandstorms too.
Absolutely. Plus, the houses themselves had inner courtyards that worked as thermal regulators. Cool air would sink down at night and spill into the surrounding rooms. Think of it as a natural heat exchanger that resets the building's temperature every evening.
That's brilliant. And then there are those decorative screens you mentioned, the mashrabia.
Right, those perforated window screens. They're not just beautiful, they're functional. Recent studies show they can drop indoor temperatures by at least 3 degrees Celsius while still letting in light and air. It's like having adjustable window film that's also an art piece.
Okay, but here's what really gets me excited about this story. This isn't just historical curiosity, is it? Modern architects are actually bringing these techniques back.
That's the best part, Donna. Take Masdar City near Abu Dhabi. They've revived these traditional design elements, and the results are incredible. Buildings there use 40% less energy than conventional structures, and the urban layout keeps temperatures 10 degrees cooler than the surrounding desert.
And that energy savings isn't just good for the planet. In a place where air conditioning accounts for over 70% of electricity consumption during summer, that's serious money in people's pockets.
Exactly. We're seeing wind towers pop up everywhere from luxury resorts like Madinat Jumeirah to mosques achieving green building certifications. Even places like London and Utah are incorporating these designs.
What I find fascinating is how this connects to our bigger climate challenges. As global temperatures rise, we're essentially rediscovering wisdom that people figured out centuries ago when they had no choice but to work with nature instead of against it.
And the beauty is that these techniques are low cost and low tech, which means they can be adapted almost anywhere. Whether you're dealing with humidity in the tropics or temperature swings in temperate regions, the core principles of understanding your environment and designing responsively still apply.
It really makes you think about our relationship with technology, doesn't it? Sometimes the most innovative solution isn't the newest one. It's remembering what worked before we had the luxury of brute forcing our way through problems with massive energy consumption.
Absolutely, and that's not to say we should abandon modern technology, but maybe we can be smarter about combining the best of both worlds. Imagine if every new building project started by asking, how did people stay comfortable here before electricity?
Right, and that leads me to the bigger picture. These traditional cooling techniques are essentially teaching us how to design buildings that respond to their environment, rather than just overwhelming it with mechanical systems.
That's the key insight, Donna. Whether it's wind towers in the desert or courtyards in humid climates, the common thread is working with natural forces rather than fighting them.
So, for our listeners who might be thinking about their own homes or workplaces, what's the takeaway here? Obviously, we can't all install wind towers, but are there principles we can apply?
Definitely. Think about shade, airflow, and thermal mass. Maybe that means strategically placed awnings, cross-ventilation through your house, or even just choosing lighter colors for exterior walls. The idea is to reduce your cooling load before you even turn on the AC.
And on a larger scale, this really highlights why we need urban planners and architects who understand these principles. Because individual buildings are just part of the equation, the whole neighborhood design matters.
Exactly. Those narrow shaded streets in old Dubai create microclimates that make the entire area more livable. It's systems thinking applied to city design.
This has been such a cool exploration, no pun intended, of how ancient wisdom can inform modern challenges. The fact that 300-year-old buildings in Dubai are inspiring contemporary architecture around the world really shows the power of understanding your environment deeply.
And maybe that's the ultimate lesson here. True innovation often isn't about inventing something completely new, but about rediscovering and refining solutions that already work. Sometimes the best technology is the one that doesn't need to be plugged in.
Beautifully put, Yakov. So maybe the next time you're sweating in the summer heat, take a moment to think about how people stayed cool for thousands of years without flipping a switch. There might just be some wisdom there you can apply in your own life.
Thanks for joining us on this journey through time and temperature, everyone. Until next time on Innovation Pulse, keep questioning, keep learning, and maybe keep a little cooler too.
Catch you next episode.
We've reached the end of today's podcast, where we explored Tesla's strides in making affordable electric cars and Google's innovative approach to CO2-based batteries, as well as the timeless cooling techniques from Dubai that could shape the future of sustainable architecture. Don't forget to like, subscribe, and share this episode with your friends and colleagues, so they can also stay updated on the latest news and gain powerful insights. Stay tuned for more updates.